You know, went to Puerto Rico in December, right?
Oh, you
Did I
did?
tell you?
In the nick of time.
Nice.
We were filming Plantados, the end of the movie, and we got to film in Castillo San Cristobal.
Wow.
One of the one next to the Morro.
Uh-huh.
That was very nice. And the dungeons and everything. That was very nice.
Nice.
Wow.
Man.
It was a very good year last year. This year started bad because of all this issue, but there were so many plans that got changed. Well, you know, the Cuban Sandwich Festival también lo tuvimos que cambiar. So a lot of plans were changed. I don't know what's going to happen with the film and TV industry, you know, because it's going to take a while. All those projects were pushed back.
Yeah.
Did you see American Idol, how they did it?
No.
Everybody in the house like this.
Virtual.
Yeah.
Wow.
It wasn't the same. It really wasn't the same. But
yeah, things are going to change.
I think they just wanted to get it over with.
Yeah.
Wow.
Put it behind them.
So that's
you know, a lot of things
like
are changing like that. We even foreseeing like maybe even making some change. Like we're going to do a Viva Jesus Festival in September, and we don't know how it's going to be. So you know what? We're going to make it a drive-in, optional. We're still going to have a stage. People can listen from their cars. You know what? You know that for every obstacle, God has a solution. And you know what? We're just going to go with the flow until, like, you know, maybe things will go back semi-normal. You know, we don't know. But we have to adapt and make it so that people feel safe. And you know what? God is healing this. I know he's already wiping this out. Really, I know he is. But people are still going to be scared.
Well, you know, our body, it's built to the immune system to deal with these things. I mean, if somebody's in an extremely bad situation with their immune system, I think that's when it gets really bad. Like elderly people with pre-existing conditions, you know. But if you have a normal immune system and you take your vitamin C, vitamin D, and you take care of yourself, you have a proper diet, I think your body can deal with this.
Right.
Because I know people that have gotten the virus and it was not to that extreme.
Right.
You know, they dealt with it, they got the fever, they got some of the symptoms, but not the problems with the respiratory system.
Yeah.
And they got through it, you know. I know several people that got it. Do you know anybody that did?
I know a few people only on Facebook, you know, through social media. I know a few that have. Actually, my niece and her daughter, I believe, had it because my little niece was in the hospital with double pneumonia, and her fever was like 104 point something, which I had always thought 103.5. Oh my God! Here they are tipping the scales on this, you know. And she did go to the hospital. She was in intensive care for a while, but she beat it. And my little niece también, you know. So, you know, even though they had to go and get the different treatments, thank God it didn't get to a point where I don't like the ventilator business, to be honest with you, because to me that's too invasive, intrusive, and that's what's causing a lot more death to this than you know, not having it and dealing it with, like you said, vitamin D, vitamin C, taking care of our immune system, eating right, drinking, sleeping right, getting the proper rest, you know. Those are all the things that we've been focusing on. And maintaining positive mind.
Look, I've heard, because I listen to the news maybe too much, and I watch all the presentations with the mayor of New York and all that, and the ventilators. And the statistic says that 80% of the people that get the ventilator die.
I don't get it.
So
why do they keep doing it?
Something wrong there.
Yeah, there's some. They shouldn't even.
Exactly. If 80% of the people that get on the ventilator die,
what's the point?
Come on, there's got to be something.
Try
exactly.
something new.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, if you give.
So where do you guys see yourselves going on from this point on?
Right.
Well, right now we've
As
been
far as the
focusing.
events and stuff.
Well, the events, like I said, we reschedule. If we have to redo the structure somehow, maybe space out vendors a little bit more and let less people into the event. These are all things that, have been going around. Then we do it that way until the time is where it could go back to what it's been, But it's going to go on one way or another. I already saw it in my head, and I believe that it's going to go on. And, a lot of things are starting to open up again with those precautions. Yeah. And, it's about a learning curve. We'll have to figure it out. We have plenty of time to figure it out, and there'll be people who are going to be trying different things. I like the whole drive-in idea, and I also like spacing out vendors more and letting less people participate, Either way, it'll go on. Yeah. And then, even from our Latin Times point of view and all that, that has really been flourishing a lot. Now that we've integrated the video interviews and stuff, we've had a lot of people, a lot of PR people coming to us to do interviews of different actors. And we love that. Now we can be more, I don't know. I know it's still far, but at least we get to see each other's faces and interact that way. So now this is something new that we're incorporating into our whole, media platform. Yeah. So, for everything you got to kind of let go of, God always supplies something else to be creative.
Well, ustedes son gente emprendedora. You're people that move. You don't sit still. You do things and make things happen, which is good.
And how much home renovation have you done?
So that's another thing we've been doing a lot of.
What?
Home renovations.
Oh, really? Yeah. What have you done?
Well, we're building a deck with the kids and my little brother, and Jolie and I were building our deck. And, we watched you watch the YouTube videos and the DIY, and so when you make the frame of the deck, right, you have to you have to measure in an X the corners.
Right.
So for the first time in my life, both corners were squared.
All 4 corners. Yeah, they're doing a good job, man.
And I was like, wow.
You see, I should have gone over to help you because I always end up with extra parts.
Yeah.
Like if I put a bike together, I have extra parts. I'm not good at that. I'm good at destroying. Like if you tell me we have to tear down this wall or these cabinets, I'm good at that.
Have you and your wife done any renovations lately?
Well, I've been just doing a lot of cleaning in the yard, like the weeds and the pavers. They grow like crazy if you let them go. Yeah. And I've done a lot of work around the house. I actually had the new roof put in, the new fence.
Okay. Yeah, we're getting ready to do that.
Yeah, so a lot of things, getting ready to change the front door.
Yeah.
A house is like the money pit. It'll take everything you put in it.
And they'll keep on.
You guys have a pool or no pool?
Oh, yeah. Very nice pool.
See there?
Relaxing part of the day.
Yeah.
When you're done with work and, get to go in the pool and it really relaxes you,
Oh, that sounds beautiful.
It's easier in the body to do exercises in the pool. I love doing that.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really good for your circulation también and all of that.
You do so much that you don't realize it because you're like floating in the air, but when you do your sit-ups, your stretching, it's really good. So
that's good.
I recommend it to anybody.
Yeah, you know what? I've been seeing those new spas. They're swim spas, and that's what I want to get for us.
I don't know if you did, unless you're really going to use it. The ones that you put a belt or something and you swim and.
That's true. That's true. I could just hold him like this and he could just walk.
There's so many things that we see advertised that we go, I want to get that. And then you get it and you go, why did I get this? And then it sits there like.
That's all I want.
If I had a dime for every time.
That's all I want is just an old-fashioned pool where, it's 8 foot.
Yeah. Just to sit down and relax. I don't do laps. I go from here to there once in a while, but mostly do the stretching and all the other exercises in it,
Oh, that's
and
good. That's good.
and float, relax. It's the best way to have a conversation and share ideas. A lot of things come up in the pool.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
Mira quién me está llamando.
¿Qué era, Luis?
Louis me está llamando.
Mándale un saludo.
You should have said
He calls me when I don't need to talk to him, and when I need to talk to him, he never calls me.
You always need to talk to Louis.
Always, that is true. Actually, I'm gonna even send them right now.
Yeah, he's gotta see if he can join us, man. But yeah, so
I'm his fan.
how the kids doing?
Oh man, let me tell you, my at least my daughter's here from the university from Michigan. You know, I was so concerned about. She went to Spain. She was in Barcelona when this started. And remember how bad it got in Spain?
Yeah.
Yes.
And yeah, but she went with her mom, and thank God everything worked out fine. That they did not bring the virus, they did not get it. But then they started closing. She wanted to stay in Michigan, you know, and then she applied for an internship. She wanted to do like an internship with one of those big companies, and they hired her in Chicago. So she was going to go to Chicago, which I wasn't too happy.
Chicago's bad también.
Yeah. So eventually she came here, and she's been doing all her schoolwork from home, from her mom's house. So
that's good.
That's good.
So what have you been like? What have you been doing? Any writing or just kind of?
Actually, I've been working on a project that we're gonna shoot in Colombia at the end of the year.
Nice.
A movie.
Yeah.
You know, also doing a lot of castings because you can do a lot of castings in video.
Yeah.
Been doing a lot of binge watching all the series. I've seen just about everything. You know, I'm an avid movie and series watcher. I love watching films. You know, I see films in a different way than most people see them, and I learn from them, and I watch the acting and the actors. I watch a lot of master classes by actors.
Nice.
So I've been keeping busy.
So tell us about anything that you've just done before this.
It's like I said, it was a really, really, really blessed year. I did a lot. It was actually started with Amparo.
Yeah,
right.
Amparo.
You got a great run with that.
Tell us about Amparo.
Amparo had a great run. Over 100 and some odd shows, all sold out.
Wow.
You know, so we got to tell the story of the Rechavala family and how the government took over their factory. And, you know, it's one of the few products, if not the only product that I know that is made by two different people with the same name. The Havana Club is made in Cuba and made in Puerto Rico.
Right.
You know, because they had the original recipe. And there's legal things about that still going on. But the Rechavala family had the original recipe, and then the Cuban government took it when they took all the other businesses.
Yeah.
You know? But Bacardi had factories outside of the U.S. They had Mexico and Puerto Rico. That's why they didn't suffer as much. But the Rechavalas only had their factories in Cuba, you know.
Mm.
But it's a beautiful story. It takes you from travel through time, 1957 through 1996. It's interactive, so the audience you got to talk to the audience directly. They talk to you. It's a very interesting way of narrating the story. Victoria Collado directed it, and Vanessa Garcia wrote it, and they're very so attentive to details. It's a beautiful project. Everybody that works in the project misses it a lot. I'm sure it's going to happen again, maybe not in the same format that it happened here in Miami now, because we changed it according to the venue. We did it in New York the year before that at Bill's Steakhouse, Bill's Townhouse, which is a 3-story restaurant. Nice. And that same year, earlier, we did it at Ball and Chain in Miami for a shorter time. This has been the longest run, over 100 some odd shows. It was quite interesting.
Tell us
Very,
how
very
the
nice
show,
show.
tell us how the show works, how it works.
How it's interactive.
Yeah.
Well, the audience they would come in and they would be greeted by some hosts that invite them to come into this mansion. They would be treated to cocktails and a show by the bartenders. And Roberto Torres was there, you know, and he introduces the different hosts, and each host takes you in a different route. So you could see there were 5 hosts. You could see the play 5 different times, and you don't see it the same way. Each one of them has their own story. Some of the stories merge. And there's points in the play that everybody is in the same spot, but most of the times they go in different rooms.
Yeah.
So 2 of the routes were bilingual. So for people who didn't speak English. And then at the end, everybody's together. It's a beautiful, beautiful place, beautiful play. And the way they decorated the place, it looked like something out of Disney, you know?
Wow.
It looked like it was Cuba in the 50s.
Wow.
You know, it's a travel through time. It was beautiful. I miss it.
Yeah, I bet.
We still have a chat, and we all reminisce about the show, and hopefully it'll be back on, and we'll do it. I played Ramon Arrechavala, one of the Arrechavala relatives that came out of Cuba with the formula. So there's another actor, Rene Granado, was playing Ramon in the 50s, and I played him later on in his life. You know, the guy had four strokes, an open heart surgery.
Wow.
Literally, when he sold the recipe to Bacardi, he died.
Wow.
That same week, you know? Wow. And so he did it for his family.
Wow.
And Amparo is the name of his wife, Amparo Alvarez Arrechavala. Sweet lady. Every time she goes to the play to watch the play is very special because we all know she's there, and she is very, very special every time she goes. The family is wonderful, and they've seen the play many, many times, and we love it when they attend.
I think that would be so great to have that in Tampa Bay area one day.
I know, and we talked about it. I mean, there were so many plans for it, but this threw a monkey wrench in it. But it'll happen. I guarantee you, it'll happen.
Yeah.
And then in between that, I went to Mexico to do El Señor de los Cielos.
Wow.
You know, so they were, nice enough to get me an understudy, so would replace me while I was gone. Mm-hmm. And then I came back. He did a great job, René Lavan. He's a good friend of mine, and he did my role while I was gone. Got to play with some really good actors, very nice people too. It became a family. It's more like a family. So I had to go to Mexico. I was there like 4 months doing El Señor de los Cielos. Then I came back, did that, and then I started filming Plantados, which obviously when you're doing 2 projects at the same time, you have possible conflicts, and you're like, oh, I hope I don't have to the schedule conflicts, but it worked out fine. Then at the end of the movie, let me tell you about Plantados.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Plantados is what they call a political prisoner that would not adapt to the system in Cuba. Okay? They would not wear the uniforms, and they would not do the hard work that was, like all the things that they wanted them to do, like the common prisoners. So los presos plantados, plantados, they would be in their underwear. Some were there for 20 some odd years. My uncle was in the prison for many years también.
Wow.
But it's to bring out to the light something that a lot of people ignored. They didn't know it happened. Actually, a lot of the actors, we had a lot of good young actors working in the film. They were Cuban, and a lot of them did not know about the story, about what was going on in the prisons.
Wow.
And the film is completed. It's in the can. It's ready. So once this is over, we'll have a premiere pretty soon. Maybe you guys can do something about it in the magazine. So
For
Yeah,
sure.
of course.
For
of
sure.
course.
because
Sorry, put
it's
it in.
something we have to support because it's our story. It's you know, and a lot of good Cuban actors worked in it. You know, 98% of the actors were Cuban.
Oh, that's good.
You know, we had one or two from Puerto Rico, but mainly all actors are Cuban or Cuban descent. A lot of young talent. The place was recreated. We had studio and exteriors, but the studio, man, they did Mediavilla is the art director. He did a great job.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't wait for it to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've seen pictures. We haven't seen the whole film yet, but it's gonna be good. I'm very excited to see it, and for you guys to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't wait.
You know what? What also happened?
Yeah.
Sure.
As soon as you get it, send us the link to watch it. As soon as you get
Yeah. Well, it's going to go to the theaters first. It's going to. They send the version to Cannes for the film festival. Yeah.
Well,
And
that's
then
exciting.
also been working on writing with my people in Colombia. That's this film that I told you about that we're going to shoot in November, hopefully.
Yes.
We just had a reunion with the Silvana Silana cast.
All right.
Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yes.
Everybody's pushing for a second part of Silvana Silana. They were very successful with Telemundo, so hopefully they'll do another part.
Yeah.
Silvana Silana 2.
That's good.
All right. That would be great. I know my mom would be happy to hear that.
Yeah, she watches it.
She was a big fan.
Oh yeah, it's that show. What a surprise of a hit because it's aired worldwide. Oh, I don't know if you know this, but a lot of these Telemundo shows air in Romania, Bulgaria, South Africa. I was at a supermarket here, and this lady comes out of her car. Antonio Jose, you're Antonio Jose from ¿cómo es? Manuel and Silvana. That's what they call it in South Africa.
Wow.
They show it in English. It's dubbed.
Wow.
So, a lot of these shows, Amantes del Desierto was aired in Russia. They're worldwide.
That's great. I didn't even know that, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. I get all these stories every once in a while, somebody from another country recognizing me from, like, in Disney or something.
You get around, man. You get around.
Yeah.
Oh, the thing is that they think you speak that language.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least.
Because they see your lips going like this. And somebody, is it another voice that's coming out, or is it like subtitles?
Yeah. Yes. So what else can I tell you guys? Ask me.
Let's see. Let's talk about any future things that you're working on, like in the future. What ideas you have or projects that you want to start doing?
Well, the thing is that now there's not a set timeline for anything because there were so many projects that were in the pipeline.
Yeah.
And they stopped all of a sudden, But one project that we have that we're working on as we speak is the movie in Colombia that is called Línea de Tiempo.
Wow.
And it's like because we had a lot of good success. I forgot to tell you. We sold Perseguida. That was part of the year's good things that happened. We sold Perseguida to HBO.
Wow. That's gonna be
It aired. It was in the movie theaters, packed movie theaters in Colombia.
Amazing.
And then it went to HBO. Media Luna, which is the distributing company, sold it to HBO, and you can still see it on HBO on demand. Perseguida. So it worked out great. That's another good story from last year, you know. And it's funny because you say this is going to be the year, right? Everybody says 2020 is going to be the year. And then we had this monkey wrench thrown in our plans, you know. But you know, it is what it is.
At least we're all in the same boat, right?
What was that?
At least we're all in the same boat.
It's everywhere.
Well, not that it makes it any better. It's not like Mystery Loves Company. But
But it does. You can't say anybody's got it better than anybody because everybody.
No. It's a matter of how you deal with it. A lot of people are dealing with it better than others. Yeah. That's for sure. It's a matter of your attitude. There's a channel that I watch that has all these sayings, and it had a saying that it caught my eye. It says that yourself, your mind, can make hell of heaven or heaven of hell. It's how you see things. You can be miserable in a good spot, or you could be in a good spot and make it better.
Yeah.
You know, it's up to you, the way you see it, your perspective.
It's your mindset. It's your mindset, you know, like that.
We're blessed, and a lot of people don't realize that they're blessed.
That's
you
true.
know, you have so many blessings.
Yeah.
And we tend to focus on the negative things that you don't realize how many blessings you have.
Yeah.
You know, I'm very aware that we're blessed people. And you got to be thankful. I give thanks every day. Every day. We're blessed.
Yeah. You know what, it is a matter of mindset, you know, like the way you're viewing it, you're right. And sometimes I don't even look at the news because sometimes it tries to take me out of that mindset of, you know, being focused and positive and just in faith, no matter what anybody's saying, no matter what the news says, whatever. But sometimes looking at the news too much también brings people to, you know, it puts them in that funk, so to speak, you know.
Oh, yeah. Think about it. We were kind of getting over these news about the COVID-19, and all of a sudden, we get the killer hornets coming in.
I know. What's up with that?
They're saying, it's like, wait a second. This is getting old. Let's bring in the killer hornets.
Yeah.
Where did they come from?
This is not working.
I don't know. I have no idea.
The killer hornets. That's
they're big. But what they kill is the bees.
Yeah, and I love bees.
Bee
colony. Can I go live on Facebook?
Sure, of course.
Let's see if anybody pays attention to us.
Yeah.
Oh, I love bees.
So we go from coronavirus to killer hornets.
Killer hornets. Can you believe that?
Did they come from China?
I don't know. I'm sure a couple did. It's sensationalismo, no? Or whatever. I'm dying for a good news channel that would just give good news.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Guess what? Nothing bad happened today. But no, they have to show you all the bad things.
Yeah. But you know what? Despite what they say on the news and everything, God's in control of everything.
Yeah.
It's up to him what he wants. You know, he allows things to happen, but, you know, there's always men's agenda and then there's God's. And then God always supersedes men, you know, and not being religious about it, but being understanding about how he works in this and how he's working in this. Because
it doesn't fail. It doesn't fail. If you have the faith, eventually you see why he took you that route.
Yeah.
You can start questioning things and why did he do this and why did I not get this, or it was it was for your good, for your own good.
Yeah.
You know?
You know, a lot of people are learning how to grow food now, you know,
It's
and
funny you should say that because I want to
so
starting a garden.
see there?
It's
Yeah, so
funny.
we
Yeah.
started back growing food. We grow food now. And then we're gonna get some chickens and stuff like that, you know, and it's just going back to essentials of life, you know, and a lot of it's
We have
searching your-
gandules too. We have
Yeah.
yuca. We have
plantains.
calabaza. We
Yeah.
have a little avocado tree. It's not giving us nothing yet. We have the guava tree. It's not giving us nothing yet.
Lettuce.
Pero
Well, guava trees, you got to be careful because I haven't seen a guava tree that doesn't get the little worms inside.
Oh.
Yeah.
Le salen los gusanitos eso enseguida.
Yeah.
Adentro. So if you're gonna eat it fast. So you
Yeah,
don't realize.
she got this insect box, you know,
Yeah.
that attracts the insects that eat the worms and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, with the blue light.
I'm not
No,
sure.
it's just a little like square little house, and then it's supposed to attract like bees and ladybugs and different things that help to pollinate what we have out there.
Yeah.
So
So
it's
it's like
a
an
little
insect
hospital.
bar.
Yeah,
They go in, they have their drink and party.
exactly. But we don't charge entrance, and we're not carding right now because
We have hawks that live.
The little bees with their little masks.
exactly.
The bugs with the little 6 feet apart. You have to be 6 feet apart.
Yeah, they know. So it's funny because the birds and the animals around here have social distance. So you see them with their little masks, like you were saying. You know, they know better. And our dogs, we have 3 dogs, so you know they're in social distancing.
What raza? What are they?
Doberman. We have a huge
Huge
European
Russian,
red
yeah.
Doberman, Russian
Wow.
red Doberman, and then we
It
have.
looks like a horse.
He's only
Yeah.
like a year old, and he weighs 125 pounds.
Wow.
And then we have a Doberman Rottweiler mix, who's 9
Wow.
years old, and then a Jack Russell Red Heeler mix, little thing. Y después un ferret.
A ferret.
And the little dog probably
Manda todo
manda a
mundo.
los otros and pushes them around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's an escape artist, and he just like, you know, he attacks the big ones.
It's funny how pets become part of your family, huh?
Yeah.
It is.
So
It's a big responsibility if you travel a lot or something like that. But
For us, it's a huge risk.
yeah, we got this. What's funny out here though, north of Brooksville from where we live is our dog guy. He takes our dogs and he boards them, and all our animals, even our ferret. So he is Puerto Rican, straight up out of Puerto Rico. He's got like 10 acres of land. He's got 20 over here. And then the farther north you go, there's more Latinos that live out in the middle of nowhere. It's like, how is this possible? There's at least like all kinds of families of Latinos that have country homes. It's crazy,
Yeah.
wow.
you know? And Spring Hill is all Latino, like probably about 75% of Latino people.
Yeah.
The rest are Italian, Cuban, you know, or not
Mhm.
Cuban, but what's the other one? There's some
Italians. There's a lot
Russians,
of
Italians, then the Latinos, us, and then very few African Americans. Very, very
Right.
few.
Well, yeah, Latinos are very fast becoming the largest minority in the country. You know.
That's true. That's true.
I thought we already were, but anyway.
Oh, we are.
So yeah, tell us about any funny moments that you had when you were doing like Amparo, or any films you were doing, like a really funny.
My life
incident.
is funny. Everything that happens to me is funny. Everything. It's well, you know how we are. We tend to find humor in every situation.
That's true.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Now that you were mentioning the dogs, I was just remembering a story about my brother had 2 Rottweilers, 2 big Rottweilers. You know how big they get.
Yeah.
And they were out on a cruise, and I was supposed to take care of the dogs. And I stayed at the house, my dad's farm, had a fence dividing the dogs from where they're supposed to be.
Uh-huh.
And I went out to clubs, and when I got home early in the morning, like 4 o'clock or something, I see one of the dogs with a rabbit in the mouth.
Ooh.
And I go, oh my God, the neighbor's rabbits.
Oh no.
So I got the rabbit. I took it inside the house, shampooed the rabbit, blow dried it and then I went over to the neighbor's house and put it back in the cage.
Wow.
And then I go to sleep, and early in the morning I hear, ah! And I go out and say, what happened? What happened? And the husband says, imagine that rabbit died yesterday. We buried it, and it's back in the cage again.
Wow, qué huevo.
Wow.
We buried it, and it's back in the cage.
Dang, Jesus rabbit,
That was a cover-up, man.
You see? Things like that happen a lot.
Wow, that's hilarious.
That's my life. No, but every show, I mean, every show that we work on, it's a lot of fun. You know, the worst thing is when you get something, you say something wrong, and then your other actors start laughing. And every time you're going to get to that particular word, you know you're going to say it wrong again. Everybody cracks up. And getting back in the serious mode.
Yeah.
Wow.
But cuando te da ese ataque de risa.
Yeah, it's hard
like
to stop it.
control.
Se le pega a todo el mundo.
Ay, se pega, es muy contagioso. Or you're just, the other actor starts looking at you like, and you see the smile in their eyes, trying to make you laugh.
Yeah. And then you make them laugh.
No, you have a really good time when you're filming. You know, I cannot remember one shoot that I was like, I hope this is over soon. Never. You enjoy it, and you're there 14 hours in a day. Sometimes you're really early in the morning, like past midnight, and you have to get the shots, and you cannot leave the location because it was raining or something. But you work so hard to make the scenes be good, you know, for the audience. That's what you got to do. Give it all you can.
Well, if you have a passion for it, you know.
Which I'm very grateful. That's one of my blessings. I'm doing what I really wanted to do. You know, when you do what you love, you're not working. Once you find out what you want to do in life, you'll not work another day in your life because you enjoy what you do. It's not like work.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell that to the producers because.
Yeah, because then they'll expect you to pay them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
No, but every project that I worked in my life, there's very good memories, very good people that you meet, new friends, and it's, you know, it makes you feel good once you finish you shoot for the day, you go home and you go, wow, I'm happy about the job I did today. I'm satisfied with what I delivered, you know?
Yeah. What was your favorite project?
It's what I was saying, that they all have something special, either who you worked with, where you worked. If it was a comedy, Silvana was very, very special because you go to work every day and it's fun. Corte Tropical, about the beauty salon. That was a big hit. And that sitcom, it was the first Spanish sitcom in the U.S. Que Pasa was bilingual. This is the first one that was all Spanish.
Yeah.
A situation comedy, not a sketch show. A situation comedy set in a beauty salon. And a lot of good actors. We were all friends. So we would rehearse Monday through Friday. And we would do 3 shows on the weekend. So the whole week you're going to rehearse and you're having fun. And new things come up in the rehearsals. And it's comedy, so you're laughing. If they give me the choice of, do I want to rehearse laughing or crying and suffering, I take the comedy.
For sure, every time.
It's a lot more fun. And great memories, great friends, people that still good with me, and friendship. Fuego Verde was another show that I was the lead in Colombia, and I got to go to many, many places in Colombia. It was like The Fugitive. Remember that show that they were pursuing him?
Yeah.
This was about a movie director that gets accused of killing a senator. So everybody's after him. The government, the police, the bad guys, everybody. So I had to play a lot of characters within that character, disguises and shoot in the Emerald Zone, places that most Colombians don't go to.
Yeah.
Because it's a dangerous area. So we got to go there. We did over 100 episodes of that, 100 one-hour episodes. That was very nice. A lot of El Señor de los Cielos I enjoyed quite a bit, I love my character, Ramiro Valdez. I've been blessed with working with a lot of good people and good projects. I'm on my 36th year on this.
Wow.
Doing what I love.
So
it's definitely a blessing.
Yeah. So you've worked with a lot of other big names in acting, both in the Hispanic community and also in the general community as well.
Like Albert Finney that just passed away last year. He was one of my favorite actors to watch. He had a film called The Dresser, which if you have not seen it, watch it because it's a lesson in acting. Albert Finney, Claudia Cardinale, Gerard Depardieu, Burt Reynolds, Tom Selleck, Don Amici,
Wow.
Colin Firth, won the Oscar for The King's Speech.
Yeah.
A lot of great actors, and it's not a matter of the name, it's a matter of how good an actor they are. Because there's a lot of good actors that they have not gotten the opportunities that a lot of the famous people have gotten.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of good actors out there waiting to get a break. And so that's whenever I get a chance to help somebody out that's in the acting starting out, I like to do that. I wish I had somebody take me by the hand and say, hey, did you have to do this? But you learn by trial and error.
Yeah.
But I think it's like you have to send the elevator down to help people come up.
Yeah. Yeah. Give them a hand up, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. How did you originally get started in acting?
I would watch shows. I remember watching like Robin Hood. Remember the old Errol Flynn movies?
Yes.
And I said that. And I would see him like them. I didn't see him as
larger
character. I would see it as somebody playing that. I said, I would like to do that. Because I immediately knew, these actors are playing this, So early on, I got the bug from, I want to do that. Then I started studying in the theater, taking classes. I did a lot of commercials. They did a showcase and one agent came in and said, oh, do you want to do this professionally? I had no idea what it was. So started sending me in commercials. I did hundreds of commercials. I actually started working. I did it the other way around. Usually people start in Spanish and then they go to the Anglo market. I started in the Anglo market and then by chance started working like in Corte Tropical. And that my career took another route. Then I went to South America. I went to Colombia for 7 months and stayed 9 years. So very unexpected turns of fate.
Fork in the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were also in Miami Vice too.
I was just thinking about that, about Miami Vice. Funny you should say that. Because That's the time where you could do 5 different episodes and play 5 different characters, and they didn't care. Nowadays, I've been in Burn Notice, Bloodline, all those
Yeah, we
Magic
remember.
City, but they only allow you to do one character because when they syndicate the show, they don't know if they're going to be played back to back, and they don't want to see the same actor playing 2 different roles.
Yeah.
But in Miami Vice, you would see actors playing 5, 6 different roles. That was fun.
Change your clothes.
That's true. They would get killed and they'd come back the next episode.
That's when one of the first times that I learned to trust the wardrobe people.
Yeah.
Because they would tell me, you're playing this drug dealer and you're going to wear this with this and this. And I go, what? Then you put it on and on camera, it looks great. And you go, wow, I have to trust these people.
So now we're going to ask you the more important question. What is your favorite Latino food? What do you love about?
You know that I love the sandwiches, the Cuban sandwiches, and I got to be the judge in the Cuban Sandwich Festival. So that was, everybody competing to be the best. So you got some original choices there that had people coming in from Korea, right?
Yeah.
South Korea.
They're going to come.
South Korea had some participants from all over.
France.
That was, man, I was really looking forward to this past month for that festival. It's a lot of fun. People have to go. They're in Tampa or Ybor City, and they have to go.
Yeah.
They have to it's a nice way to spend the day with the family.
Yeah. Plus, you helped us make the biggest Cuban sandwich in the world.
Yeah. Did.
That was a lot of fun, too. We're at 200 feet this year. We're going to go to 200 feet. When you were here, I think we were just reached 100, ¿verdad?
No, it was 100.
No, I think we went over 200. Are you sure we
It
did?
was 150 something.
Yeah?
The last
That
time,
was nice because it fed a lot of homeless people, and it doesn't go to waste. And a lot of people participated, and it's a nice deed.
So the first year that you came to Tampa is when you met Louis, remember? And you had a devil crab, a Tampa devil crab.
yeah, from La
Louis Capdevila. Louis, I love the man. He's a great guy. And the way he speaks can motivate a whole church, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's quite a guy. I'm glad he overcame all the obstacles that were in the way.
Yeah, that was a very trying time. I remember that.
And now
I remember when he had just gotten out, up, and he was in the bed, in the hospital in Orlando, and he looked disappointed, and I spent a private moment with him, and I was like, "What's wrong?" He goes, "I'm here."
I'm here. Well, that's where you have to be at the moment.
Yeah. I said, too bad you have more work to do. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then again, talking about food, I also love the steaks, man.
Oh my God.
But we're talking about you have to be careful with the amount that you eat because it's not good for the uric acid. But man, do I like them. I enjoy a good steak, ribeye with a baked potato and
I can almost smell that right now.
Yeah, our son that lives in Washington State, he's a cook. He loves to cook. And he's always sending her and I pictures of when he prepares a steak, knowing I can't have that.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, why? That looks so good.
Well, you can have it. It's just that you can't have it every day.
Moderation.
No, I'm just, I'm gonna go back to eventually, But yeah, it's like the Delmonico is the ribeye, right? And the way the Latinos make steak is just so good because they marinate it in the flavors, like the mojo and
Well, like I was telling you, we don't. We have my family has the restaurants, and all we do is the salt.
Yeah.
You know, so you get the real flavor.
That's how he does. Yeah, he does it with salt and thyme. You know, and he puts it in the sous vide. You know, the sous vide thing for an hour in that little bag so that it can boil softly. It gets it so moist, and then he just throws it on the grill for like a couple minutes just to sear in that flavor. Oh my God!
There's something I enjoy: oxtail.
Oh.
Have you had that? Rabo encendido.
Yes.
Rabo encendido.
Yes.
Oh, that is great, man.
Yeah. La Teresita does it on Wednesdays.
Yeah, they get that.
And ajiaco.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Ajiaco. Which the Colombians make it different. Colombians is mostly with chicken. So when I would ask for ajiaco in Colombia, they would bring me that. But it's still good. Shredded, different kinds of potatoes and what we call ajiaco, they call sancocho.
Oh, I love it.
Because it has the meat and
so
stuff.
Good. Oh, it's so good. So good.
My mom makes the best ajiaco, I'm telling you. Oh.
I might have to make that.
Today's Monday, right?
Yes, sir.
Is she making it?
No, but I know a place that sells it on Mondays.
Oh, man.
If only you could send that through Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be
we'll get there sometimes. Imagine, not long ago, we didn't think that with this you could talk to people, like seeing them. You could not. This has a movie camera, a recorder, typewriter, everything in calculator, flashlight,
shopping cart,
everything. And remember, I don't know about you, I'm older than you, but when I was growing up and you would see the cartoons, Dick Tracy with the phone with the little camera.
That's so
true. That was impossible. And look, nowadays it's possible.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's true.
And now the 3D printing.
Yes.
Yeah, I love those. Yeah.
So who knows in the future, if I tell you, Jolly, put in the little box, in the little printer box, whatever, put papas, zanahoria, pedazo de carne, liga, and then I press it here, and it makes it there, teleports.
Like Star Trek.
That would be so perfect.
Yeah.
Con maybe a flan or a Cuban bread pudding, you know, with some.
Yeah.
You gotta have the potre también, you know.
Well, but we're trying to stay away from that.
I know, but you know, it's only right now. It's only here.
Yes.
As long as it's not here, you know, I'm good.
No, keeping the weight down during this quarantine, it takes a lot of discipline.
Yeah.
It's a challenge. For sure.
Because what do? Okay, I'm going to the living room now. What are you doing next? At 1 o'clock, I'm going to the kitchen. There's so much you can do in the house.
Do you notice yourself sleeping in more and staying up later?
Yeah, our schedules are completely off.
Well, actually, I wake up very early. I wake up like at 4 a.m.
Wow.
Go to the bathroom and go back to sleep.
Okay,
that's understandable.
Pit stop.
No, but sometimes I don't sleep in a lot. Sometimes I fall asleep on the couch watching a movie or something.
Yeah.
Early, but I like to go to sleep late. Most of the time, and I fight going to sleep. I don't know if it happens the same thing, but
does that?
You don't want to go to sleep.
That all the time.
You know, you're watching a show and you want to keep watching something, and then you start fighting, falling asleep. You go figure.
No, I have this PC game I've been playing, you know, that our son told me about called Red Dead Redemption 2. And there's a couple actors that do the voiceovers in those things. And it's really cool. It's like it's a virtual, like you're literally you're riding a horse, your character's riding a horse all through the it's like America, but it's really a small version with different names. And you kill grizzly bears. Like, you know, if you don't, they'll attack you and they eat you up, or, you know, stuff like that.
You can make up excuses for killing them.
Yeah, exactly. And it's very, you know, you got to fight these guys, and you're an outlaw, but really you're fighting against the bad guys or the ones who are supposed to be good. You know, like
Yeah, something I would like to do.
yeah,
The people who make those games, and they put the
yeah,
motion capture things, and you do the voice. I'd
yeah,
like to do that. That would be a nice
I
experience.
think that would be great for you.
yeah, yeah. And
I do one of the voices for the Kong ride.
oh, really?
Yeah, in
Oh,
Wow.
Universal.
Yeah.
One of the archaeologists.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so when you're waiting in line, you hear my voice doing that. I love doing.
over and over again on the long line. You get to hear you. That's pretty cool.
Well, then they hear my voice and they go, "Where do I know you from?" It was funny because I had an Uber pick me up early in the morning, and the guy doesn't see me, and we start talking, and then all of a sudden he goes, "Are you an actor?" I go, "Yeah." He said, "Are you El Señor de los Cielos?" And I go, "Yeah." He turns back and says, "I recognize you from your voice, man."
No.
Wow.
Some people pick up on the voice. Incredible. Something else that's funny with this COVID thing, you know, you go to the supermarket and you have the mask. I have my glasses, my cap,
Right.
and people still recognize me. How do they do that?
That's amazing.
Well, what's amazing is like Superman will put on some glasses and they don't know he's
They didn't
Superman. They
recognize
think
me.
he's Clark Kent, but here I am with a mask, glasses, and a hat.
But
They
this guy-
recognize me.
yeah, there's no explaining that. I've
Yeah,
always
that's
wondered.
true. That's true.
Yeah. And then this cashier was stocking some things, and she followed me until she asked me, "You're so and so, right?" And I had all these things, incredible.
yeah, yeah.
I can't even tell when people are smiling at that point.
No.
But you're recognized.
And
It
it's
must be
funny. It's
something.
funny. The people's reaction. That's something I will never get over. It's like, "Oh, you're bigger than I thought," and I go, "Well, how big is your TV?" It's like 55 inches. I go, "Well, I'm a lot bigger than that." So look,
Yeah, so
what or the usual question, "What have you been in that I've seen?"
Mhm.
And I go, "I don't know what you've seen."
I know.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
really, what kind of trick question is that?
Right.
Wow.
Listen, people don't expect to
That's
see
not
somebody
all there.
from TV and in person. They don't expect that, so it doesn't get old. It's funny. I usually play a trick on them, and they say, "Where do I know you from?" I go, "I was thinking the same thing. Is it from church?" You know, they pause. No, I said, "You don't go to church?" No, I go to church, but it's not from church.
Wow.
Do you owe me money?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's one. You
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I have fun with them. It's nice. I can't understand how some actors can be nasty to the fans. You know, this is
Yeah.
the people that support your work and they watch what you do. You should be nice to everybody all the time. You know.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, maybe they let the success get to them too much, where they think that they just don't have the
I've
time.
seen it all. I've seen it all. I've seen people be kind of pesados, you know,
See, I know.
and people that go out of the way, and people that are very, very famous go out of the way to be nice, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all about
People like Tom Cruise, Burt Reynolds, those people were very nice to people.
Burt Reynolds was
That's good.
my dad knew Burt Reynolds back when he had the Bandits, remember
Yeah.
the football team, and he used to come to Tampa a lot, and he knew him, and you know Dusty. You remember Dusty Rhodes, the American?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, my dad and him were very close friends, and he was nothing like the wrestling thing. And that
No.
man always gave. He was a giver, and he always helped people in their wrestling career, you know. And when he passed away, it was really hard on me because he was one of my dad's very close friends, you know, and he knew, you know, Burt Reynolds too, and a bunch of people, you know. But that's the difference is humility, you know, because we're all,
like we're saying, you're blessed. Why not be thankful? You should be thankful that you're doing what a lot of people want to be doing, or you know, and you're lucky enough that you identified what you wanted to do in life. That itself is a blessing. You know, a lot of people go through life not knowing what they want to do.
Yeah, so
That's
they're
true.
old and then they can't. You know.
So I'm.
So on that note, who's been your inspiration and your hero in your life?
My father.
Awesome.
My father. That's I've been blessed with with best parents. I'm telling you, it's people that would literally take their shirts off their backs to give them to you. My mom is such a sweet person. She visits everybody at the hospitals, remembers everybody's birthday. Is sometimes she goes to the extreme of being too nice. You know, like if they'll give her some food at a restaurant that is not well done or something, no. She doesn't want to cause waves. You can imagine the type of person I'm describing, you know?
Yeah.
Very, very, very sweet, you know? And if you see her, you would not think she's over 80, which she is. She's got dark hair. She's never dyed her hair. My brothers both have dark hair, and I'm like my dad with a white hair.
Yeah.
But my dad is a great guy. He's like the counselor, the consigliere of the whole family. Everybody goes to him for advice, you know, even for investments. Viejo, I'm thinking about doing this, and he'll sit down and tell you the pros and cons of the deals, and very wise man. So, and very good principles and morals. And
Yeah.
so that's who I really look up to.
That's awesome.
Are your parents near you?
They live like 20 minutes away.
That's good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Have you visit with them during this time period?
Oh yeah. I went through. Yeah, of course. No, I'm the one that takes them everything they need for groceries or any diligencias, any errands they need. I go do it for them.
That's awesome.
That's
I
good.
put on my scuba gear and I go all over town.
And they still recognize you.
We do the same with her mom and stepdad.
Yeah.
They live like 5 minutes
She
away.
moved over here by us.
Spring
Yeah.
Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank God. It's nice to have them close by.
No, but I'm lucky that everybody's been watching for them. I mean, everybody in the family calls or takes a little mercado, like here, take this. They take food and things for them. So they have a lot of people that care about them.
We were talking with a friend of mine that I grew up with, and he was talking about the cantinas. You remember the cantinas? They were the food things. And he said, "Man, we need to get the people to bring those back, man. We should start a thing where they do real food in cantinas, and they bring them to the doorstep, you know, with the papelito, you know. That would be."
I remember the cantinas used to be in these metal things that were like 3 layers.
Yeah,
Exactly,
they're
like
like 3 or 4
containers for
tiers of food.
thing.
They would last.
They evolved into the different styrofoam things, but now it's I remember that. I still remember when you would leave the bottle for the milk outside with the money inside the bottle, and the milkman would come by every day in Puerto Rico. They would do that.
Yeah, that's true.
The other day I saw somebody, I don't know if you had Saire in Tampa. That was a store called Saire.
I think so,
Jay Byron's.
Yes, Jay Byron's, Moss Brothers.
Yeah, I saw somebody with a shirt like that the other day. I go, wow, that really takes me back in time.
Wolf Brothers. Remember Wolf Brothers?
Wolf Brothers.
Yeah.
It's funny because nowadays I saw this video of the younger person that they gave him a dial phone and said, "How would you call with this thing?" And they start sticking the fingers in the holes. They didn't know how to work a regular dial phone.
Yeah. Or do what
the 8-track. What is this? And
that's what our daughters were like. We showed them and they're like, "What is this thing? How does this work?"
Yeah.
I remember having an 8-track in the car.
Oh, us
8-track
too.
player. And then you had
Oh,
this
we
big
did.
box for all the 8-tracks.
Yeah.
Oh, we definitely did.
Then having a cassette was
Yeah. Cassette with Pioneer stereo.
A
and then
boombox
the
right
CDs came
there.
out, and every time you would hit a bump, it would skip.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that. Yep. And but do
You
you
get
remember
into the CB radios,
Oh, the radios?
the CB
Yes.
radio one.
Yeah.
When Smokey and the Bandit came out, everybody got CB radios in the cars in Miami. Oh, it's funny.
Wow.
It's every season. It's nice reminiscing about each stage in your life. You know.
Yeah, remembering all the simple things.
Yeah.
In those days, they weren't simple. They were like, technology. Wow.
No cell phones, no computers.
I saw this picture the other day of these little kids. It could be like in Mongolia or one of those places. And they had a tricycle made out of wood.
Wow.
And they had these big smiles on their face.
Wow.
And they're like barefoot. You see them with dirty clothes. And they're like so happy. And the little caption said, there's people that don't have anything and have it all.
Yes.
And there's people that have it all and don't have anything.
That's true.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
valuing all the good things that we have and then we don't appreciate.
People take, especially kids, a lot of kids nowadays, they don't understand the value of, what they have. So.
No, we didn't have any tablets back then. We didn't have iPhones. We had to play with marbles.
Yeah. And we had, instead of, making box cars. You remember box cars?
Oh, the one with the skate wheels and then
Yeah. And then go-karts were made out of lawnmower engines and all kinds of stuff and mini bikes,
Oh, my dad made me a mini bike with a lawnmower engine, a mini bike. Yeah. That was great.
Mine too.
It was popular in the neighborhood because we had the mini bike.
Wow. You had it made if you had one of those,
You were the cool kid on the block, huh?
Yeah.
With a mini bike? Yeah. I told you I lived in Puerto Rico when I was growing up, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We lived in Puerto Rico until I was like 13 years old. We went from Cuba to Puerto Rico, and we lived there until I was like 13, 14. We got here when the Dolphins got the perfect season.
Wow.
Don Shula passed away recently, as you know.
I know.
We used to go to Miami from Tampa like at least once a month and stay at the Jefferson Hotel in Miami Beach. I don't know if you remember that hotel. It's gone now, but it was one of the nice hotels.
It's funny that Miami and Tampa have the big Cuban population, but I think the population in Tampa did more of a crossover, are more Americanized than the ones in Miami, or do you think it's the same?
Well, I think the generation, in Tampa tend to be like further down, like they were here before the Miami migration. So
because of the cigar factories and stuff, right?
So I think there's probably deeper roots. So that's probably why, just because more generations.
But the one, I think the Cubans in Miami are more, they were more kept to the culture. Then over here, they're more American, like you were saying, they're more Americanized, and the kids now, the grandkids. But the Cubans, when my mom and dad, their friends back in the old days were more like the Miami Cubans. They're more kept to the culture. And now everything's so more Americanized in Tampa, and the Cubans are different than the Miami Cubans.
I love Tampa. Tampa's nice.
Miami.
Yeah, Tampa's nice. It has such strong roots and communities. It's just,
like the cigar factories that used to, back when I was a kid, there were so many cigar factories, and tobacco factories. And then, like Ybor was nothing but factories, cigar factories and storefronts. Clothes.
Ybor was like the Hialeah of Miami, right? The industrial side.
Yeah, and then the the fairgrounds used to be at the end of Ybor on the east side of Ybor. And so we would go to the fairgrounds, and then Fiddler on the Roof would be playing at the Ybor Ritz Theater, and we would go there. And then, you know, like I said, we would go to Miami quite often. There was like certain places that when my parents we would go to eat, we would go to movies and stuff down there. And that a lot of that's not the same anymore. But, you know, Tampa used to be like, you know, you only really, the big areas were West Tampa and Ybor City. And then downtown was just beginning to, you know, flourish. And you had the big Wolf Brothers building and Moss Brothers.
There was a lot of brothers, huh?
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because you were asking me about my beginnings and when did I started liking all this. And I remember in Puerto Rico going to the movie theater, and they would have two movies. They had a double feature all the time. Theaters used to have double features.
Yeah.
People forgot about that.
Yeah.
This generation doesn't know about the double features, but
No.
all theaters had double features. You paid for a movie and you would see two.
Yes.
And I would stay from the beginning until the end. I would watch the movie over and over, you know, watch the movie several times, like watch 2-3 times. Unbelievable. But I liked it at such a young age. I like movies.
And I remember in Puerto Rico when I go see a movie, the ads, the advertisements were an hour long. And then, like, you were ready to see the movie.
I think you were just being anxious.
Winston es tan bueno.
The little dance.
I remember so many things from Puerto Rico.
Back then it was dancing cigarettes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
I remember so many things from the old commercials that my friends from Puerto Rico go, how do you remember that?
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I told you I went to finish Plantados, the movie, in Puerto Rico in December. So I met with all my friends from Colegio San Vicente Ferrer in Cataño. We still keep in touch, and we all met, you know? So it's interesting to see people that you know from third grade.
Yes.
And up until this point, and see how everybody's gone their different ways.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Wow.
Reminiscing with friends from the past that's still your friends.
Yeah, that's always nice, for sure. So what words of inspiration can you give people right now, you know, that sometimes, you know, they go up and down and they're just wondering what tomorrow's going to bring. How do you find peace? What words of inspiration can you share that they can take?
I find peace in knowing that I am blessed. And if you look at it, so are you. Everybody has a blessing. I mean, everybody has problems. We all have problems.
Yes.
But we have so many blessings. It's that we're, a lot of the times we ignore that. I've seen people that really struggle in life. You know, I've seen at the store, you see a lady with an older child that has problems. They're in their 30s. So you imagine this person had to deal with this child all through their lives, you know, and that's hard.
Yes.
You know, yo no puedo ser malagradecido because thank God he didn't send that in my direction. But I admire people that can do that. So we have so many blessings, and we tend to only see the negative, you know. And here we are in a world that you can do whatever you want to do if you set your mind to do it.
Yes.
Who's going to tell you that I was going to be in movies, working with people that I admire, working in this that I really enjoy? Your mind is the one that determines whether you can do something or not. Right. But we tend to go, I'm not good for that. I'm not good in math. I'm not good in this. Or we listen to all the negative people that tell you that you're not going to be able to do something. And you can do anything you want in life. You just have to have focus, discipline, know where you want to go, and see what steps. You need a map. Because if you'll get to wherever you want, but you need a map to tell you what the best route is.
Right.
I mean, if I want to go to New York and I just start driving up north, maybe eventually I'll get to New York, but
Right.
I know I don't have to go. If they tell me I don't have to go to Texas to go to New York, that saves me time. So,
Yeah.
That's right.
so you have to learn as much as you can about the subject and learn from the people. You learn from everybody. From the bad people, you learn how not to do it. And from the good people, you learn how to do it.
Right.
That's true.
That's a good
Same
point.
thing in this career. You learn from bad actors and good actors. From the bad ones, you learn how not to do it. And from the good ones, you learn how to do it.
That's true.
You know? But the best advice is to realize that we're blessed. Life has given you a lot of good things. Don't focus on the negative. And if something bad happens, it happened for a reason. It was not meant for you. It was not your time. So patience and discipline will get you anywhere.
Yes.
It's true. It's true.
Cool. Well, I know we spent all afternoon together, you know. Last
We've
time.
been chatting for a while about everything. I like that.
Yeah. And we got to see you. It's been a while since we were able to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully November 8th, we get to see you again.
Unless you're in Colombia.
Yeah.
Maybe your filming could be in the end of November.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have exactly the date when it's going to be, but it will be in November. But
well, we have two events coming up, so either one you're always welcome, and you know we love to see you guys.
I have a lot of fun. I love it, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. And you guys are very nice people, and that's another blessing. You see, knowing people like you, Louis, that's also a blessing, you know?
Man,
Thank
too.
you.
Value our friends. Friends that even though you don't talk to every day, they're there and they're good people that got your back.
Yeah.
That's something very interesting that we would say in Amparo. We got your back. You tell the other actors, I got your back. You know, something could go wrong, but those words, I got your back, meant a lot. And we got each other's back.
That does mean a lot. They do, especially nowadays. To hear that, we got your back.
That's right.
We got our back.
Yeah. Where can people go to kind of read up on you and check out some of your films that you have done?
Well, I have a lot of things in YouTube. Okay. I got Perseguida. It's on HBO on demand right now. Okay. Perseguida. It's the film we did in Colombia that did so well. And I have a lot of things. I'm on Netflix, Bloodline, the second season. It's there. Silvana Silana is on Netflix. El Señor de los Cielos is on Netflix. I got a lot of things on YouTube. You put actor Roberto Escobar, and it'll come up. I'm on Instagram, Roberto Escobar 007. I post everything that.
I think you should play.
Wait a minute, 007.
I think it would be great.
Yeah,
Roberto Escobar 007 on Instagram.
Yeah, they need to change all that to Latino, brother. We need a Latino.
Dude, when you hang out with me, you'll find out that I'm like a 007.
Already have.
I've gotten in some places that you're not supposed to get into, and how do you do that? 007. I always tell my people, I say, that's a 007 moment, what we just did. Yeah, so it's kind of stuck with through time, the 007, like a James Bond type thing.
There you go. Well, before we get off the talk, I want to pray for you. And,
please.
And we definitely will be seeing each other again. And we always communicate anyway. So we're going to pray that God just continues working in your life and doing what he's doing so great and with you and your family. So let's go ahead and pray right now. Heavenly Father, we just come to you right now, and I just thank you in the name of Jesus. I thank you for my brother Roberto, Lord, and his wife and his family. I thank you for his career and the many great blessings that you have brought him, and so many great things that are coming for him, and the doors that you're opening and the doors that you're not allowing him to go through, but there's specific things that you've already placed in his life, and all the people that you have touched through his his work and his acting career, and even in his own life, over his parents, Lord, blessings, and his siblings, Lord. And Lord, I pray always in provision and favor in all the things he does, and your angels to always protect him and always surround him, and with peace and Lord, just guidance most of all, and in relationship to you. And we speak this to be done through the blood of Christ in Jesus' name. Amen.
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 Thank you.
We love you.
We love you very much.
I'm going to be releasing the new cover with your face all over it. So
there you go. That's it.
make sure you share that. And thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you for being our friend.
When can I share it? You have to let me know.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it. Well, he has it already, but as of today, I'm gonna put it out there. So as of today, you can share it.
I like to print that so I can frame it.
Oh
with
yeah.
a cover of a magazine like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what what you do. And then whenever you take pictures, you just make sure it's right there. You know.
Yeah.
No, but it's a nice cover that you came up with. It looks very nice. So I like to print that. So if you send me the art, I'll print it.
For sure. Está bien. I'll get it to you.
Definitely.
And I'm gonna tag. So we love you. God bless you.
Guys.
Bless you. We'll talk soon. We love you.
You bet.
Thank you.
Take care. How do I leave? Oh, right here. Okay.